Hey, Dad. Do you think you can stop in by Charlie and I's apartment throughout the week to feed the cat?
Yeah, sure, sweetie. Where are you kids off to?
Charlie's mom invited us out to their country house for a week. I think it's like a weird wedding prep kind of thing. I can't help but think that Charlie's mom is still hesitant about me marrying her son.
Oh? Why's that? I met Marianne at your engagement party, and she seemed quite happy about your engagement. Actually, maybe happy isn't the right word. She was a bit more subdued, but I thought that she was just naturally a quieter person.
No, she's actually pretty outspoken about things usually. But yeah, I thought she was completely on board, but she kind of been asking me some weird questions lately.
Weird questions? Like invasive questions that make you uncomfortable? Because you do not need to answer them if you don't want to. You know that, right? Just because she's going to be your mother-in-law doesn't mean she gets free reign over you. I see a lot of women fall into that role. I mean, even your mother was like that. She wouldn't say anything whenever my mother crossed a line. I tried to tell her to stand up for herself, but she didn't start speaking up for herself until after I did. I don't want you to have to go through all of that.
Really? It's kind of hard picturing Mom bowing down to anyone.
Exactly. Which is why I was so surprised when she would basically bend over backward and wait on my mother, hand and foot. Even when she was asking all of these super personal questions. I asked her about it, and she said it was kind of expected of brides to abide by their mother-in-law's wishes, no matter what they ask. I don't understand it, but then again, I'm not a bride. But as her husband, I felt like it was my duty to stand up to my mother on her behalf. Actually, that reminds me, maybe I should have a quick word with that fiancé of yours.
I'm sure that if his mom did anything out of line towards me, that Charlie would speak up about it.
Okay, but only if you're sure. I know I've already had the classic dad, "If you hurt her, I'll find you" talk with him, but I'm not opposed to sitting him down for another one.
No, that's okay. I think he's still terrified of you to this day.
Good. He should be.
Dad, you threatened to sick the entire city's police force on him if he did anything wrong to me.
Yeah, and I will. It pays to be chief of police, let me tell you. And you know that the guys at the precinct would lay down their lives for you. They practically helped raise you after your mother died.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I now have to live stream my wedding in order for all of them to attend. Having 300 plus officers at my wedding seemed a bit too much, so I offered to just live stream it.
And I'll make sure everyone sits down and watches it.
How are you going to do that when you're busy walking me down the aisle?
I have my ways. Anyways, tell me more about Charlie's mother. Why are you feeling like she's hesitant about you guys' engagement?
Well, she seemed happy enough when we first got engaged. She was incredibly happy and supportive, so I assumed we were in the clear as far as approval goes. But now as we get closer to the wedding date, we're spending a lot more time together as she offers her help with wedding planning.
Is she overstepping by doing that? Again, setting boundaries is important, baby girl.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. I'm actually really grateful that she's helping. Planning a wedding is no joke. But these last couple of weeks, it's like she's getting more distant and now makes these little comments. I have no idea what set her off. Maybe she just doesn't agree with some of my decisions about the wedding, which is to be expected. But I don't think something like that warrants the way she's been treating me.
Treating you? How has she been treating you?
It kind of feels like she's judging me every time I speak. We could be talking about anything, and it feels like my answers are never good enough for her.
What are you talking about?
Kind of anything and everything. She's been asking a lot about what kind of marriage Charlie and I want, what our plans are for the future, and about my own career and ambitions. I thought she would appreciate the fact that I'm a nurse, but in her eyes that will take me away from any children Charlie and I have. Next, I talked about how Charlie and I wanted to travel for a while, and we were saving up to go abroad for a year, and she was worried about something happening to us. And that's not even the worst reaction.
It isn't? I can't imagine anything much worse. She sounds a bit overbearing.
That's because she is. Charlie told me about his childhood and how she was basically lording over his life and making all his decisions for him. She told him what kind of school he should go to, how to take care of his health, and basically who to look for in a wife.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But the worst thing that's happened so far is when I told her that Charlie and I didn't want to have kids right away. We want to wait at least 5 years, maybe more, until we have children. And we may not even have any children. That seemed to set her off, and she was basically making all these comments the rest of the day about how nice big families are, and how much Charlie has always wanted a big family.
And is that true? Does he want a big family?
That's the thing, he doesn't. If anything is excited about the prospect of having a child or two, it's me, and I'm not even that excited about it.
I guess times are changing. It could be just that Marianne and I come from an older generation. It was the status quo to go to college, settle into a nice job, get married, have kids, and buy a house. All of that. I think she's maybe just stuck in that mindset, yeah?
Probably. It just sucks that I'm getting the brunt of it. I mean, it's completely unconventional to expect us to follow that exact same life path. A lot of people these days decide to be child-free, or to adopt, or to foster, and I've always been passionate about travel nursing, and that's one of the things Charlie and I want to do. He'd follow me wherever I was assigned as a travel nurse, and that way we could see the whole country.
That sounds great, kiddo. I admit, I'd miss the heck out of you while you're away, but I expect you'd visit.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, that's how I thought Marianne was going to react, but instead she's acting as if I was suggesting Charlie and I move to Switzerland and never come back.
Well, I'm sure she's just feeling the sting that her son is growing up and starting a new season of his life. Hell, I feel like that. My little girl is growing up.
Oh, Dad. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm probably just overthinking this. I'm going to go and have a great time with Charlie's family at their country house.
Yes, just relax and enjoy your time there. I'm sure that you're being hyper-vigilant about your future mother-in-law's feelings. I can almost guarantee that everything is fine.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for talking with me, Dad. I was feeling pretty anxious about this upcoming week.
Anytime, sweetie. If you need anything, just remember that I'm only a text away, and I have the entirety of the police force behind me.
Dad, you're too much. Love you. See you in a week.
Love you too, sweetie. See you in a week.
Hi, dear. Just wanted to make sure that you and my son are on your way. I assume that he's driving, which is why I'm texting you.
Oh, yes. We're about an hour away.
Great. Your room is ready and we'll be having dinner shortly. I assume you brought appropriate clothing for dinner?
For family dinners, yes.
Don't be silly, dear. Country dinners are a little different.
How do you mean?
Well, we'll be introducing you to some fine people. You need to look the part.
I have a pretty nice dress packed away.
I assume that it's not good enough. Don't worry, I'll set aside something for you to wear from my personal collection.
You're assuming a lot.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. I mean, I didn't mean anything by it. I just meant you're assuming a lot of things. You haven't seen my dress. It's quite nice.
Just let me handle everything, dear. If you just listen, everything will go a lot smoother.
Okay. Is there anything else?
You drink, right?
Yes. But not anything too much. I don't have a drinking problem or anything.
A person who didn't have a drinking problem wouldn't state that they don't have a drinking problem. I thought Charlie would have told me if you came with any defects, but time and time again I am proven wrong.
Defects? What does that mean?
Nothing. I just want what's best for my boy.
That makes two of us.
But you have to admit that a mother's love overshadows the love of some women.
What are you trying to say? That I'm some woman? I'm literally his fiancé.
Yes, you made that pretty clear with all your flouncing about. I just get a little worried.
Worried? About what?
Well, it's in a mother's nature to want what's best for her son, and whenever I pictured a woman for my son to marry, she was a selfless lady filled with intelligence and compassion, someone who was prepared to wait on my boy hand and foot as a wife should. I just can't help but be worried that you're just marrying him for the wedding.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
You've posted so much about the wedding and have sent out invitations so prematurely that I can't help but wonder whether you only want a wedding, not a marriage with my son.
Whoa, what gives you that idea? Also, if I can say, we didn't send out the wedding invitations prematurely. The wedding is in 3 months, and that's usually when invitations are sent out, are they not?
It's premature if there's not going to be a wedding.
Excuse me?
I'm just worried that you'll get cold feet and run away from it all. I mean, it seems like you can't even commit to the idea of children, and you expect me to think that you can commit to marriage?
Is this because we decided to wait to have children? That doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to have children. And besides, whether we have children or not is entirely up to me and Charlie. I am not having second thoughts about marrying your son. In fact, if there's one thing I can for sure commit to completely, it's marrying Charlie. I love him so much and he loves me. I thought you knew that and supported our engagement. But the more we talk, the more I get the impression that you don't want me to marry Charlie. I think Charlie and I need to have a serious conversation about who's coming to the wedding and who isn't.
Don't be silly. You're reading too much into everything. I'm just worried is all.
You don't have to be.
Can you blame me? I mean, every mother wants the perfect person for their sons, and so I think I'm allowed a little room to worry about who my son is marrying. You don't understand because you're not a mother, but you will someday. It's not about you, sweetie. It's all about Charlie.
Oh, really? Because it sure sounds like it's about me. I can't help but get the impression that you don't like me, but I have no idea why you wouldn't like me. I mean, you were always so welcoming and kind before we got engaged. I don't understand what's happening.
Dear, it's okay. Everything will be fine. I think the wedding stress is getting to you. Now, let's not fight for Charlie's sake. I just want to have a lovely week with my son and his fiancée and the rest of our family. The weather is beautiful. Let's just enjoy this, okay? I think it'll be nice for everyone.
Okay, yes, you're right. I'm sorry for getting all defensive. It really must just be the wedding jitters. I'm sure we'll all have a lovely time.
I assure it.
Okay, great. I guess we'll see you in an hour.
Also, dear, if I may, maybe don't tell Charlie about our conversation. You don't want to upset him, do you?
Of course not.
Lovely. See you in an hour.
Hey babe, I just wanted to check and see if you were feeling better.
Yes, I'm fine.
Do you think it was something you ate?
Probably, or I don't know. I don't want to insult your mother's cooking or anything.
I won't tell her.
Okay, yeah, sorry to leave so abruptly. My stomach is just hurting a lot, and I don't know why.
Has anything come up?
Yeah.
Aw, babe, I'm sorry. I can come and take care of you. I don't mind leaving the dinner.
No, stay. You haven't seen some of these people in years.
Yeah, maybe so, but I still think spending my evening with you as you puke into a toilet is better than getting life updates from Todd.
I kind of liked Todd.
He's great, just a bit weird.
Yeah, just a tad. I'm seriously okay. I think I'll just call it an early night.
Okay. Also, are you doing okay? You seemed on edge even before we sat down for dinner.
Yes, I'm fine, I promise.
Does it have anything to do with my mother?
No. Okay, yes, never mind. Yes, it does. I can't stand lying to you.
Why would you lie to me about that?
Because your mother told me not to tell you.
Tell me what? What's going on? Has my mother been making comments again? Because if she is, we can leave. I'll tell her to stop, and we can leave.
No, honey, it's fine. We just got into a bit of a fight before we got here.
What? How?
She texted me asking when we'd be there, and from there the conversation kind of became her disapproving of me on various fronts. We settled it, and she said I misunderstood what she meant, and I believed her.
Wait, she didn't apologize?
No. But it was all a big misunderstanding, I swear. She was just worried about you and came off a little harsh.
Then why would she want you to lie to me about what you spoke about?
I think she's just worried it will cause another fight. I don't want to fight with her anymore. We'll have our wedding and live together for the rest of our lives.
Yes, absolutely. But I don't like my mother saying things like that about you. You're an amazing woman, Kara. Anyone with eyes and ears can see that. If my mother does anything else, please tell me as soon as it happens. I want to be in the loop so I can support you.
You're so sweet. Okay, since that's the case, I guess I have to tell you about her comments tonight.
She made more comments?
Yeah. It was while she dropped off the dress for dinner. She was asking about what we were planning for the honeymoon, And I told her that we weren't taking a honeymoon so that we could save for our year of travel. And babe, you didn't tell her about us traveling for a year?
Wait, she knows about us traveling abroad for a year?
Yes, I told her when we went to go look at flower arrangements.
Why would you tell her?
Why wouldn't I? I thought you had told her.
No, you know what she's like. She'd soon see me shave off my hair and tattoo my head than go abroad for an entire year.
Well, she knows now, and she reacted pretty much how you'd expect her to. Then when I brought it up again, she said I thought I was joking the first time. I asked her why I would joke about something like that, and she said I had a terrible sense of humor. Anyway, she kind of just stared me down and accused me of trying to take her son away from me.
I'm a fully grown man.
That's what I told her. Anyway, she said I was quickly becoming the worst possible choice she could imagine for your bride, and then she left.
Babe, I wish you'd told me that. That is not okay. We can leave. In fact, I'm leaving the dinner right now.
Babe, no, please don't. She's just saying things. They don't mean anything.
Yes, they do, because they're hurtful and they're directed at you. God, I knew that my mother was a piece of work. From the constant babying and never letting me choose things for myself. I mean, she basically thinks she knows me better than I know myself, and so insists on making all of my decisions. My life was hell, Kara. I know some kids would kill to have a parent care about them, but it's like my mother cared too much. And if I'm completely honest, I was waiting for an opportunity to say goodbye to her for good.
No, please don't say or do anything. I swear, it's fine. Nothing I can't handle. I don't want you to lose your relationship with your mother. I know that she's sometimes hard to love, but you should feel lucky to have your mom with you for our wedding.
Aw, babe, I don't think about it like that. I'm sorry your mom couldn't be here.
It's fine. I've made my peace with it and everything. I just don't want these fights with your mother to come between us. I also really do believe her that she honestly thinks she's doing this for your own good.
Okay, but I'm still leaving the dinner. I'll come to help you.
I feel better.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think it was something I ate.
Okay, I'm still coming back upstairs.
But the dinner.
There will be another dinner tomorrow night. I can dip out of this one early, I promise.
Okay, but only if you're sure.
I'm sure, babe. See you in a couple of minutes. I love you.
I love you too.
I don't know what the hell you told my son, but him leaving dinner last night was absolutely unacceptable.
I didn't say anything. I just wasn't feeling well and he wanted to come upstairs to be with me. It was sweet.
No, it was rude. Abandoning our guest like that was incredibly insolent. First you tell me you're taking my son away from me to travel, and now you're somehow manipulating him to leave behind his responsibilities? I will not stand for it any longer.
What does that mean? Do you want us to leave?
Of course not. I need you both for dinner.
But you just said that you won't stand for me being here any longer.
I won't, but you still need to come to dinner.
Okay, I'm confused.
You and my son can't just leave. This whole visit was about you two.
Fine, we'll be there for dinner.
Also, I know you mentioned that you were allergic to shellfish. I'm so sorry that it was somehow in your dinner, but I can't help but be confused. I thought an allergic reaction would be a lot more severe, maybe even lead to your death.
It can be like that, but I'd basically have to ingest an entire bathtub's worth of shrimp and crab. Thankfully, it was only a little bit of it. Even if I accidentally eat crab or something, I usually only get hives and then they go away.
So you can't die from your allergy?
No, thankfully not. Although, it's weird that I still managed to somehow ingest shellfish while eating shepherd's pie.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Were you worried?
Yes, obviously. I really thought you would have died.
Nope, it's not severe.
You don't have any other severe food allergies?
Nope.
Great. What kind of champagne do you like?
Oh, is there going to be champagne? Anything you put out, I'll take.
But I need it to be irresistible to you.
Okay. I usually like Veuve Clicquot.
Great. I'll be sure to have some on hand.
Okay. Are we okay?
Why wouldn't we be?
I just feel like I'm getting whiplash a little. One minute you hate my guts and basically think I'm the worst choice of bride for your son, Your words, not mine. Then the next minute you're asking me my favorite champagne flavor?
Don't read too much into it. I want your last night to be... well, I don't really care.
Last night? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
No, tell me what you mean.
I just naturally assumed that you and Charlie would be leaving tomorrow.
I thought you wanted us to stay.
You're both adults. You can decide for yourself.
Oh. Okay, I guess I'll see you at dinner. Should I wear your dress again?
Best not. Don't want to get anything on it.
Okay. Hey, Dad.
Hey, how's the stay with your mother-in-law going?
Not so good.
Why? What's happening?
Okay, you're going to think I'm insane, but I think she's genuinely trying to poison me.
What? That's a serious accusation, dear. What's your thought process behind that?
Well, she's been horrible to me. It's dialed up to a 12 out of 10 on the horrible scale. I thought it was just because the wedding is happening soon and being in close quarters with me or whatever, but she's basically been fighting and berating me every time she gets the chance. Then I had a bad allergic reaction from the dinner on the first night.
What? Are you okay?
I'm fine now, but I was basically hugging the toilet the entire night.
What did you eat? I would have thought you told her or the cooks about your allergy.
That's the thing, I did tell her. And we were eating shepherd's pie. Not only that, but she personally plated everyone up, which I thought was the cook's job. But I thought it must have been rich countryside people thing. Anyways, I had to leave halfway through because I somehow ate shellfish. Then this morning she basically threatened me, and then the next minute she was asking about my favorite champagne flavor because she wanted me to drink it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all weird, sweetie, but it's not enough to warrant me calling the local police for a welfare check.
She said it was going to be my last night.
What?
Yup.
Okay, never mind. I'm calling the local police. The word of a city police chief should be enough for them to send a couple of cars. What time is dinner?
It starts in 2 hours.
Where's that fiancé of yours?
He's here with me. He told me to talk to you.
Okay, here's what you're both going to do.
Are you feeling okay?
No, I don't know what's happening. My stomach hurts so much. I'm sorry that I had to leave the dinner again.
Oh, no worries. I think everything will be just fine.
I really think something's wrong. Maybe we should phone the ambulance.
Don't be silly. You're overreacting. Just let it happen.
Let what happen?
Well, I guess since you downed your drink at dinner, there's no use hiding it from you. It's nice being able to tell someone too.
Tell me what?
I may have put a little something in your drink.
What?
I told you that I won't stand for you and your antics any longer. God, it feels good to have you out of the picture. Now my son can focus on marrying someone who's actually good enough for him.
What are you talking about?
I poisoned you. I just slipped some rat poison into the champagne bottle, and now all my problems are solved. Did you enjoy your champagne? 'Cause it will be the last thing you drink.
Actually, it will be the last thing you drink outside of prison.
Huh?
You think you were being subtle? You basically told me that you were the one that poisoned me at dinner last night, and then the whole enjoy your last night was also a giveaway. If you weren't convinced that you're better than everyone else, then maybe you would have been more careful.
What the are you talking about?
The police are outside. I just need to show them our text, and they'll have reason enough to search the property.
What? You're not sick? How?
No, I'm not. I actually quite enjoyed the champagne. You see, we switched out all the bottles at the last minute.
Who's we? You didn't tell Charlie, did you?
Of course I did.
No, he would never believe you.
Don't be so sure. He's been looking for the opportunity to cut you out of his life. Thank goodness he is a very good one now.
No, where the are you? I'm not finished.
Yes, you are. Enjoy prison, Marianne.
I'll get you.
I'll make sure to send plenty of photos from the wedding.
How dare you?
Goodbye. Charlie and I wouldn't have been able to do it without my dad's help. After telling us exactly what we need to do to protect ourselves, and then legally allowing the police to search the premises, we got to work. Between the two of us, we were able to film his mother putting poison in the champagne bottle. Then we switched the bottles at the last minute and then served the poison-free champagne. Then I put on the performance of a lifetime, pretending to get very sick, but really, I went outside to wait for the cops. They arrived right on time after my father's instructions. After showing them the text messages and explaining everything, they searched the residence. The cops found an open box of rat poison in the kitchen garbage and then tainted champagne which Charlie held onto. His mother tried to run, but she was quickly tackled in the front yard in front of all the dinner guests who were confused as to what was happening. She has been sentenced to 3 years in prison thanks to all the evidence. Free from the control of his mother, Charlie insisted that we leave for our trip around the world as soon as we got married. Thanks to the settlement of money I got for emotional damage from the whole ordeal. Another thing my father managed to swing. At every destination we've gone so far, we've been sure to buy a postcard and write a little note thanking Marianne for her wonderful parenting job. Then we send it off to the women's prison.